Alright, y'all. Peace and blessings. God bless y'all. I'm Jarvis Kingston, and I hope y'all doing alright in these challenging times. Now, today, I want to discuss about controlling your anger. You know, this is something that all of us can definitely relate to, and we basically deal with on a daily basis, you know. In these last days, a lot of people are really up in arms about things. Everybody's really uptight about stuff, you know. A lot of things just really got us on edge. You know, mentally, spiritually, physically, emotionally, you know, dealing with family, dealing with friends, dealing with coworkers or classmates, dealing with different types of professionals, dealing with business partners, all types of areas in our lives, man. You know, there's a lot of anger going on in this world. You see a lot of anger today. You see a lot of people losing a lot of self-control nowadays. You don't see people being calm anymore. You don't see people handling situations like adults anymore. People are just very impulsive with their emotions. You know, people are very unstable and they don't really know how to go about things accordingly. You know, we're at a point now where there's no thinking in the stuff we all do. Now everything is just reaction on the spot. Everything's retaliation right away. There's no more talking it out no more amongst each other. You know, there's no more sitting down and agreeing or disagree or what have you. You know what I mean? And a lot of times, a lot of this anger be boiled up. You have certain people that have went through so much trauma or pain or bullying or harassment or all types of different scenarios in their lives, and they release it in a crazy explosive way because they've never really been taught how to deal with those things accordingly. They never been able to face those confrontations or those conflicts. They never been really able to you know, put a person in check or, you know, put someone in their place the right proper way. So people just kind of lose their mind. They just kind of go crazy, you know. And most ways that anger is expressed is through violence. You know, it's very unfortunate, but that's how it is. You know, you watch the news, you see husband kill wife, boyfriend kills girlfriend, man kills mother of his kids, or you see wife kills husband, or girlfriend kills boyfriend, or, you know, girlfriend kills kids. You know, you see all these wild stories, but all that is from anger. All that is from a place of anger. You know, that angry spirit, man, we have to really tame that. We have to really have composure. We have to have self-control. We have to really, like, take a deep breath before we snap or before we go off or before we do something. You know what I mean? Like, when you look at the high incarceration rate, right, you see, like, why there's so many people in jail. A lot of times, a lot of these people that's in jail aren't bad people. A lot of times they're like nice, decent people, but they just let one situation get the best of them. They just let anger get control of them in that moment. You know, because when you're in that moment, when you're in the heat of that moment of retaliation or revenge or getting back at someone or getting even, you know, it's very hard to just stop in your tracks once you're deep in that zone. You know what I mean? And that's why I wanted to do this message, man. I feel like we have to have really great self-control and composure nowadays, because it doesn't matter how sensitive you are or how numb emotionally you are. There's a lot of things right now that's bothering all of us. There's a lot of things going on that's making us angry. I feel like a healthy way of expressing anger can be through art or through music or, you know, sports or going to the gym. You know, doing the activity that's positive and benefits your health and your mental health. I think that's the best way to express your anger, through art. You know, you have to find something positive to really release all that steam. You know, because you see a lot of people today, man. A lot of people are very bothered. A lot of people are not at peace with themselves or with others. A lot of people just don't have any outlets they can truly express their anger, so they just start to take it out on other people. You know, this is why you see so much crazy stuff all over Facebook, all over YouTube, all over WorldStar, all over the local news, national news, global news. It's just like, man, you know, everybody's just so angry. A lot of people are lacking peace. A lot of people are lacking comfort, you know, so people are just on 100 like all the time. You know what I mean? And at a time like this is why, man, we shouldn't provoke anybody or bother anybody or try to, you know, troll or mess with people, because you don't know what people are dealing with. You know what people are going through. You really don't know what's going through the next person's mind, man. That's why you got to leave people alone, mind your business, and kind of stay out the way, man. You know, Don't be trying to be nosy or, provoke people or, pick on people, because you don't know how they could react, man. One little thing you might think be a joke, and it just explodes in your face, man. It blows up in your face because you didn't take things serious. You didn't consider that person's mental health. You didn't consider that person's well-being or their condition or what they're currently going through. When it comes to all this anger, there's people angry because they don't have no one that could understand them. There's people angry out there because they don't have nobody that can listen to them. There's certain people angry out there out of loneliness. There's people that's angry out of bad traumatic experiences or bad relationships. There's people angry out of feeling stagnant or stuck, and they're seeing other people, moving on or pressing forward, and they feel angry about that. Anger is a very dangerous spirit, man. It's a very crazy, diabolical emotion, man. And we have to control our anger and not let our anger control us. You know what I mean? And if anything, man, that doesn't mean you walk around with suppressed emotions. You don't walk around just being numb emotionally, acting like nothing doesn't bother you or faze you. But there is always a way of going about things. There's always a way of responding to things accordingly without getting yourself in trouble or getting yourself in someone's harm's way. You know what I mean? There's always a way to handle things, So, like when you read the scriptures in the Old Testament and the New Testament, like followers of God, chosen people of God were angry too. Moses got angry. And what happened when Moses got angry? Moses was so angry with the Israelites and how much annoying they were. He ended up breaking the commandments. He ended up breaking the tablets, that God sent them directly, divinely. And that's what anger does. Anger makes you disobey God. Anger makes you blaspheme against God. Anger makes you go against the Most High. That's how crazy anger can get, man. And mind you, in the Bible, Moses was the most humble servant of all time. He was the most humble man on the face of the earth. And he even got angry and broke the commandments that the Most High handed to him. And that's why Moses couldn't go to the promised land, because Moses let his anger get the best of him. Moses didn't have self-control, composure at the moment. He reached his boiling point, and he didn't have no other option or way to handle that. So he felt that was his way of expressing his anger. That angry spirit is powerful, man. You have to be very careful with how you handle situations. It's very important how you think things through and think about the effects or the consequences afterwards. We have to really always look forward before we do something. You know what I'm saying? Everything has a cause and effect. Everything has karma. Everything you're going to do out here is either going to be rewarded or it's going to be a consequence, And most anger things it's always consequences out of that. Nothing good comes out of anger. Nothing beneficial on both parties ever gets off through anger. You know what I mean? Another thing as well is, all people throughout the scriptures got angry. Even Jesus got angry when they were in the temple and they were doing all types of financial things. Jesus flipped the tables and everything out of anger, but that was a healthy anger, you see, because Jesus didn't disobey God. He didn't hurt anybody. He just expressed his anger in a way that was more authoritative and powerful, in a sense to where he didn't have to disobey God while he was angry. He didn't have to, blaspheme the Most High. He didn't have to do something to harm anybody. He just flipped the table out of anger and rage and was just like, hey, this is a place for worship. Why y'all making this about money? You know what I'm saying? That's a healthy anger. So like I said, there's a healthy angry and an unhealthy angry. Most that we see today is straight up unhealthy anger, man. You know what I'm saying? Everybody's sensitive levels are different. Everybody's patience is different. Everybody's tolerance is different. Not everybody has the same peace. Not everybody has the same composure, But at the end of the day, you have to always think things through and always kind of look in the long run of your choices that you make. Anger just totally puts you in that tunnel vision mode. It totally just puts you in that zone of really dark thoughts, really just, crazy things that flow through your mind with all those emotions riled up. You know what I'm saying? And most of the time, anger leads to violence, let's be real. Anger mostly leads to violence. Violence doesn't come from peace or love or a good place. It comes from anger. It comes from manipulation. It comes from all these different negative emotions and different negative intentions. You get what I'm saying? Anger makes you have a heart wax cold. Jesus prophesied about how many people will be offended and their hearts will wax cold. You see, there's so many people out there that have been hurt so much times and lied to so much times and have been just traumatized so much times. They just turn to an angry man. They turn to an angry woman, to a point where they can't heal. They can't be restored. They can't be brought back to who they're actually supposed to be, because that anger, it stunts your growth. That anger, it just totally keeps you stagnant. Anger keeps you right where you're at. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't get you anywhere, man. You know, unless you have like a healthy, positive anger, like that deals with art or going to the gym, working out, or sports, or finding an activity, a hobby that is positive and not hurting anybody. That's a good way to express your anger. That's a healthy way of it. But what you see today is mostly negative anger out here, man. And we should not suppress our emotions. We should not be numb to how we feel about things. You know, we should always have self-awareness about our current condition, our current feeling. Whether it's a mood swing or something you just feel a certain way about, it's always a certain way of, you know, just making sure that you're fully aware of why you're angry. What's driving you to the anger? What are you going to do to calm down? How are you going to solve whatever issue you have around you? You know, how long are you going to stay angry at that person? How long are you going to stay angry at the situation that happened to you years ago? You know, those are things you got to evaluate. You know what I'm saying? That anger spirit, man, is dangerous, man. It's very y'all got to really tame that, man. I'm not saying walk around here with a Kool-Aid smile and act like nothing ain't wrong with you. I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is, man, we have to be more calm and firm. We have to be more strong. You know, we have to be more bulletproof. You know what I'm saying? Because some people are angry about things that are big situations and scenarios, and a lot of times people are over the top and dramatic, and they exaggerate things, and they just make things bigger than what it is, and they be so angry over tiny stuff. You know, it's not the big crazy stuff that angers people no more. It's the tiny stuff that does, you know. And when you watch these news stories of why people die, why people get shot, why people get stabbed, why people get killed, it's because of petty situations. It's over things that could have been avoided. It's over things that could have been talked about. You know what I mean? But the maturity level on most people today is at an all-time low. The disrespect factor is at an all-time high, man. I mean, like, everybody just got this like disrespectful switch on, man. You know, whether it's through internet trolling or not taking things serious or joking about serious matters, but also just in real life encounters with people, man. Like, people are just flat out disrespectful. So it's understandable why anger is such a high thing out here, you know. And understand that the enemy thrives on anger. He thrives on Satan. The devil loves when he knows he can work through anger. See, Satan can't work through love. He can't work through peace. He can't work through comfort. You see what I'm saying? He likes to rile things up and instigate and antagonize. You see what I'm saying? So you got to catch those emotions you be feeling. Like, you got to catch that, man. You know, and really start to question it. Like, is this worth getting angry over, or is this worth retaliating over? Is this really it? You know, those are things you got to really consider when you get in that mode. You know, that anger, man, that thing will drive it. I'll tell you, anger will make someone do the craziest stuff, man. It'll make people do the most out of character stuff. I'm talking about the most nicest people, the most innocent people, the most gentle people. When they get riled up, they get to that mode, bro, they turn to a whole different monster. And it's like no turning back. You know what I'm saying? And it's sad. It's crazy what anger can do to someone, man. We have to have self-control in these last days. We have to have comfort and peace. I pray to God that whoever's listening to this, that y'all get comfort somewhere. Y'all get peace, man. Because I know you're angry about something. I know you're about to do something stupid.